Okay. It's gonna be a demonstration for getting started with coloring your silhouette drawings with the oil pastels. So now, I'm not really gonna show this in the video though, but basically what you're going to do next is you're gonna transfer your preliminary sketch and basically do a bigger drawing on the sheet of paper. So you should have your smaller drawing here. So I did a little bit of shading and values for here, but in terms of when you transfer this drawing onto here, though, you want to just do like a very nice, clean line drawing, and then if you want to add some more details to it, because obviously since I'm working a lot larger, you can add more details to the drawing itself. Okay. The important thing though is you don't really want to do as much shading for this particular part of the drawing, just because it's gonna mix, with your oil pastels, and it won't look good at the end if you have too many pencil marks on the paper. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. So, once you've did your drawing at this point, then you're gonna start incorporating your colors for the picture. All right. So now, in terms of what you should start off with, how you should go about with the drawing. I typically always like to start with like the background first, and then kind of move towards like the foreground, more of like the detailed things. So I always like to color in like the biggest thing in the picture. So for like this one though, I was gonna think about doing like a night sky. So kind of pulling my inspiration from my reference here. The only thing I would change though is I want to add a little bit of yellows, some greens and blues to mix in with like the blues here. And then I was gonna do like a cherry blossom tree, so I have some really nice pinks and purples. I was gonna do with the coloring. So definitely I would spend some time though just to look up some references, figure out your colors before kind of moving forward though. But the important thing though is we want to use a analogous color scheme. So um, you want to do colors that are kind of next to each other on the color wheel, just like we mentioned before. Okay, so made some changes for the project though. We're gonna work on a smaller sheet of paper. It kind of lends itself a lot easier with the oil pastels, just because you know it's not really a lot of spaces you can cover with oil pastels. So we're gonna go a little bit smaller. Plus, I tried to do like a bigger version of this, and it started hurting my fingers because of all the spaces I had to color in. So okay, but real important though, you want to just build up your pastels very gently. Okay, so I'm not pressing too hard. Okay, so just remember, you have to build up your oil pastels. You don't want to rush it. So for this particular piece, though, and you're gonna have to make these artistic decisions when you're doing the shading. I'm actually gonna shade most of this blue, just because I want to do like that, dark nighttime sky in my picture. All right, now when you're mixing colors for like your backgrounds for the picture, you don't want to use the color black. So if I want to go a little bit darker with the blue, I'm going to use the violet on the top. Okay, so I'm just lightly shading the blue all the way around, taking my time. So do not rush with the coloring, because if you typically rush with the oil pastels, it's mostly because you're pressing way too hard on the oil pastels. Okay, but you want to build up your colors gently. So depending on how you color though, you can do like certain sections of the drawing, or you can do like big sections here. So I'm just gonna do like this upper section right here of the picture. Not really any right or wrong way. They just kind of go off of feel, off of like what you want to get done. Uh, since we are working a smaller drawing though, I'd rather y'all take your time with the drawings, and don't try to get rush to get it done in one day. because it's really easy if I just press real hard and color it in. Get this done in a day, but it won't look good. Yeah, I'll go in the circular motion with the oil pastels and color it in. So I'm gonna just do like this section of the sky first, just to show you how to get started. But you know, so I'm just shading it blue right now. And once I get to like the bottom here, I'm gonna transition to like a white. And that'll like look really nice with like the reflection in the water. Okay, so I'm gonna go blue. I'm actually going a little bit lighter down here. So I'm just gonna do like the small section here, though. That way I'm not like spending the whole time just showing you that I'm coloring it in with blue, though. So I'm leaving this space white here, though, because that's where I'm gonna color in my moon later. So okay, and just remember with the oil pastels, though, you can always go darker. It's really hard to go lighter, so just build it up gently, though. It's working. Okay, so shaded most of this blue here. And then just like what we've done before, you know, I'm going to use the violet. You put it in a little bit on the top here. And I'm still pressing in gently. Okay, and this should make your blue a little bit more darker. As you know, I'm going to gradually go from like a dark to a lighter value on the bottom. So just shading this all here. So you want to have like this nice transition to like a purple to a blue. Obviously you don't really see much of a transition because of the, yeah, I'm not pressing too hard though. Okay. You're really gonna have to take your time with this though, because you know, it's like you know, you're not really doing a little value scale this time, you're doing like the whole picture. So go back in with the blue. Alright. Now I'm going to press in a little bit harder now. Since I have more of those layers of oil pastel, I can go a little bit darker now. Okay, so feel free to go a little bit darker. And I'm just going to kind of just work in this section more just to show you, you know, kind of like how you should go about with the shading. So really going back and forth with this purple and blue. I'm actually bringing the purple down a little bit more. So when you mix that purple and blue together, it's going to make that purple look a little bit darker. I'm going to keep going down here with the blue. And so I'm just kind of working like a smaller section though, but you see like how the oil pastels are kind of blending better together this way. Going back and forth with the blue purple. So this is how you want to go about with like coloring your entire pieces. You know, you're just kind of meshing the different colors and having them kind of work together as you go along. So I did mention I was going to build a little bit of a green down here. So, you know, I can mix in a little bit of the green here. So I wanted to go like this purple blue here, and then blue green. And then I might go with like a white on the very bottom. Okay, same thing though, you're just mixing the colors. So you can do small sections like this. You know, I always feel like it's good to do small sections of an area just because, you know, you have an idea of how things will look. And, you know, it's definitely there's definitely a nice satisfaction when you can blend the oil pastels properly. Whereas if you know it's not looking right, then you know you're gonna obviously feel some type of a way. So you know you want to make sure to blend them in nicely. So go into a green here, a little bit of blue. So I'm going back and forth with these oil pastels. And then I'm going to go in with like a white at the end. Okay, so again, I'm just doing my sky here though. I'll probably make another video on like the details, but you know, your sky, the background, that's probably going to be the biggest thing that you'll be coloring it in. So I definitely would work on that first. You know, this is more related to like your practice assignment because you know your practice assignment was just working on transitions from like one color to another. So you know you want to just kind of do what you practiced in a way. I really like missing this white here. It's definitely making everything look a lot more lighter. Okay, but you kind of get the idea though. Like the more you work in the picture though, not just kind of zoom in closer. You know, it'll really get rid of those little white speckles, and that's kind of what you want to try to avoid having in the artwork is those little speckles. So build in all those layers until you get like that really rich, thick, oil pastel-y look in your drawings. Okay, but now you don't want to go too crazy with it though, because after a certain point you can't really add any more pastel to the drawing. So you just want to kind of go about with that in the picture. So yeah, that's pretty much it though. Just kind of work on the background for now, and then I'll make another video for like the details and how to do like the silhouette.